How you doing today, folks? So, I ain't put out a video in a couple of days, and yes, there's a kitten on my shoulder. She won't leave. I try to pick her up so she moves, and I get attacked. So, this is a thing, and please accept it. So, a few things. Apparently, when my hair is down, because I'm tired and don't want to bother combing it right now, I look like the Crypt Keeper, and apparently I also review knives like the Punisher with my monotone voice. Also, this really hurts. Well, she's down now. Anyways, ow. So, I'm gonna have a first impressions of the Benchmade 51 Morpho. Now, in case you can't tell by my incredibly smooth opening there, I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. So this is going to be my first ever quality balisong. This is not the greatest quality, but you know, $200 for a balisong is it's decent. It's not great, but it's decent. And we're gonna see how this whole thing flips, where it sits in terms of EDC potential, and all that fun shit. And the cat is currently biting the shit out of my toes, so I'm gonna move over to the table, and then we're gonna get this whole thing started, and she's gonna go outside before she fucking kills me. Ow. Take care. So, today we have a overview, first impressions, and a sort of a review. A lot of people get confused that they think I'm doing an unboxing, I'm doing a review, because I do a whole bunch of different specs and some other shit. So let's say a review light. Now, this is for the Benchmade 51 Morpho, and I literally just flipped the bite handle because I'm a fucking idiot, and as I just said, I'm not good at this. Yep, there we go. It's starting to come. Okay, whatever, let's just get this thing going. Anyways, in the words of Nick Shabazz, not a brilliant man. That was fucking stupid. Alright, so I actually recorded a general unboxing for this, and I had a lot of misinformation. I did a little bit more research and went back and watched the video, and I was like, okay, I just fucking unintentionally lied out my ass about fucking prices and some other stuff, and I was like, alright, pretty decent one too. So this is a $200 knife. It's actually on sale right now if you want the orange version at Blade HQ for $200. Normally it's around $250. I got this for less, and it's going. It's actually pretty fucking deep. But anyways, we're gonna do this knife banter style and just keep on rolling, even though I can literally see my thumb meet, or my index finger meet. That's fun. Anyways, so this is a cheaper end on the balisong. Now, someone might think a $200, $250 balisong is expensive. I really need to stress to you that the precision that is used when making these knives, or balisongs in general, to be able to flip and do everything else, it takes a higher caliber, and so things tend to cost more. Now, this is a G10 handle with jeweled blue anodized titanium liners, and a D2 blade. So, you know, a little bit of titanium here and there, some G10, and some D2 steel. Why would that cost $250? The answer is, again, you know, balisongs, the pricing structure is very different. So, what a quality piece might run, fuck man, between $200 to $700, but you can get a quality, you know, just folding knife for $50. Not nothing great, but it's going to work for you. This really isn't that, and the more research I've done, the more that's been very abundantly clear. So as far as a beginner balisong, as long as you're not an idiot and flip the fucking bite handle, god damn it, it's honestly really good to go. So it does have this pocket clip, which is going to be taken off very shortly here. I don't see the point of this shit at all. I'm not going to, I mean, I do have I do EDC this occasionally, but it's in like a kind of a belt sheath type of thing, so I don't even use this, so I don't know why it's on there, but it'll come off soon enough. But So it has the pocket clip to it. It's actually a relatively light balisong. It's also kind of smaller for what it normally is. I almost flipped the goddamn bite handle again. So, you know, it is very EDCable. Something like the BRS Alpha Beast or Replicant, you can EDC it, but it's less easy. For somebody like me, given I EDC some giant ass things, case in point, this ridiculous fucking thing is in my pocket today. I don't think I'll have any issue EDCing a bigger balisong, but most folks will. So 4.5 inch D2 blade. I believe it's 9.5 overall. Again, check Blade HQ for specs or whatever. I don't want to give you wrong information. This is completely off the top of my head. But the balance point is actually really solid. You know, it hits just, if I can get this thing to balance on fucking camera. Yep. Technical difficulties. Okay, there we go. It's a little lower than what you would normally want. So from everything I've researched about balisongs, you want the balance point to be right about here. And if you do that, it just falls. So the balance point is very much not where it's supposed to be, but it is still very much flippable. It's very light. It's very easy to manipulate. Because it is as light as it is, you can flip this very quickly and get a lot of momentum very fast. I can do a few tricks, really basic shit, a couple different openings. Again, I am nothing special. I'm very much a goddamn beginner, as you can fucking tell. So, if you are getting into the balisong hobby, or a flipping hobby, I would highly recommend this as a beginner piece. Now, I want to keep that very clear. Please skip the bear ops. Please skip all these cheap under $100 balisongs. They're not worth it. They're not going to flip properly. For this one, I really cannot recommend anything even remotely budget. You know, if you want to go that route, fine. That's completely up to you. But you know, if you want to get the actual experience, you want to be able to improve your skills, and you want to get better and not do shit like this, then you definitely need quality pieces and you need to keep on flipping them. And you also need to understand that no matter what happens here, you're going to get cut. You know, you're manipulating the blade, flipping it around like crazy. It's something as stupid as, you know, for 1 second I grabbed the wrong side and there you go. I actually also have a buddy of mine that has a freaking hole right here because he manipulated the balisong, flipped it around, curved it too much, and literally stabbed straight into his freaking wrist. There's all types of stories like this. It's a very, very common thing for people to get very, very hurt. So please, 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 if you do like this hobby and you want to try it, be aware of that. You know, again, you're going to get cut no matter what, but at the same time, you want to minimize the amount of damage you do to yourself. So just try to be careful. I'm going to do a couple of basic tutorials at some point. Now, that is not because I am great or anything like that, because I've been watching tutorials online, and a lot of them don't really explain things very well. So I was basically watching videos of people doing stuff and then trying over and over and over again to replicate it without actually knowing how, and eventually getting lucky after a couple of slices and or stabs. That's not really the way to go about it. So if you are interested in this whole thing, again, I'll post up some videos soon doing like some basic horizontals and some really, really simple shit. Because anything more than that, I am not an adequate teacher and I will just help you stab yourself, and I don't want that shit on my conscience. So with all that being said, my overall first impression opinion of this knife is, honestly, I'm going to give it about a 75. Now, that's not because it's bad by any means. It's mainly because I don't like fucking D2 steel. I hate having to oil and maintain my blades all the time. I am goddamn lazy. I work a crazy fucking job, and I also have a family. I just want to be able to slap some EDCI on something every now and again and leave it the hell alone. D2, you really kind of have to baby. I don't like babying my knives. I use my knives. Everything I buy gets carried. I have stuff from ranging from budget to full-on customs, which go in my pocket every single day at some point in time. So I hate having to baby my knives. I'm going to do 2 size comparisons because it's all I have with me right now. This is the PM2. Obviously, it's bigger than the PM2. That should not be a surprise. You can find shorter balisongs, but they really don't flip the same, honestly. The weights isn't ideal, as well as the balance point is even more fucked up. Also, I'm swearing a lot today, so I'm sorry about that. In case you're not aware of watching any of my other videos, this is not a COPA-friendly channel. If you are under the age of 13, nothing but respect for you, but chances are you're not gonna learn good habits here. This is the Cold Steel Espada. This is not the XL Espada. To give you an idea of how big the XL is, this is just a regular size Espada, and it fits in my hand pretty comfortably, and I have giant fucking hands. So the Espada will be like, let's pretend I have baby hands for a second. It'll be like that much sticking out for my 2XL hands. So just imagine a regular person. It's a giant fucking knife. So again, I'm going to stick with the 75. In terms of a beginner, it's actually really good. But you really kind of want to be careful. I also want to stress, everyone's like, oh man, like tape your blades or do something like that. I really feel like that when you're flipping and you're starting this hobby off, you should really teach yourself good habits, because I flipped a trainer for a while and I was doing all kinds of crazy ass shit, and then I grabbed this and I was fucking scared. Like I was really, really nervous. Then I just started going at it or whatever, and like I just kind of got to the point where, you know, cuts are going to happen, accidents are going to happen. You just kind of have to be careful and really respect the blade. So overall, I really very much would recommend people using a live blade to learn, because it's just, you know, it just really teaches you good habits that I kind of had to unlearn from using a trainer. So, you know, I was doing aerials and some other shit with a trainer. Then I was like, I'm not even going to try that with this. Maybe I'll try it eventually, but not right now. So, with all that being said, again, 75, definitely a solid score. 75 still qualifies as good. Not great, not perfect, not the almighty unicorn, but definitely good, which for the price point right now is actually very, very solid. I also have a BRS bare bones, which I actually think this flips better. It has a better balance point, and I honestly don't like the fucking bare bones. I'm actually in the process of selling it like right now, so I have a buyer lined up, and we're working out some of the specifics. But this is the Benchmade 51 morpho. Also, this is kind of a beater balisong. I'm going to see this for a while, flip around with it. I'm going to try to get a hold of a BRS replicant or a BRS Alpha Beast, and bloody fingers crossed, eventually a Benchmade 87. So we'll see what happens with that. All of those are currently out of production, so that's not going to be easy, but I am a persistent bastard, so we'll see what happens. So with all that being said, as always, thank you so much for your time, folks. I appreciate you all very, very much. I love you all very, very much. Also, one more thing, because you know I'm great at doing the sign-off and then talking some more. The first of the $200 and under knife miss gifts have been sent out. Well, most of them are. One other person, I'm trying to find something because he lives in the UK, well, Scotland to be precise. And I'm having a hell of a time finding some way to get it to him when keeping it under 200. So I'm going to give that a couple more days. And then, you know, if you're watching this, brother, I'm going to probably choose somebody else if I can't. But I really, really tried for you. But for everybody else, with the exception of the recipient of the Spyderco McBee, your packages have been shipped. The budget knives, like the 13 knives or whatever I also put out, I'm actually going to wait on those. I am just losing track of stuff in the process of buying and selling stuff and flipping it around to be able to afford the different $200 knives. I just confused myself very much. So if you're watching this video and I have not contacted you in regards to getting one of those budget pieces, please by all means message me. I was very, very overwhelmed by literally, I'm not even kidding you, with thousands of responses I've gotten to this giveaway. I do not have thousands of subscribers. I do not have thousands of views on those videos, so how I got thousands of responses is beyond me, but I love you guys. I appreciate you. I really, really tried to do the best I could, but it's just fucking overwhelming. But I tried to respond to the majority of you. If I did not, by all means, send me another message. Like, I'm not trying to disrespect anybody. You're not listening to your guys' stories. I just also have a life of my own, and I was never anticipating thousands of responses. Awesome, very cool thing, but just I wasn't ready for it by any means. So once again, the sign off repeated. I love you all very, very much. As always, please take care of yourselves. Do me just this one favor and be kind to one another. Love one another. Be nice to one another. There's too much negativity, too much bullshit, too much drama, too much fucking hate in the world. So let's forgive, forget, and just love and let it all go. I'm gonna go pour some super glue in this shit because if you can't tell, that's fucking deep. So, yep. Bloody Review signing off. Take care. Insert Punisher voice here. The camera. Also, I don't know if you can see this or not. My dumbass tried to do a trick called the zipper, and I zipped my fucking skin off. It literally just went whoop. This is after maybe like 30 minutes of it bleeding fucking everywhere. Poured super glue into it, and now it's caked on with fucking lint and some other nasty shit. So, very fun hobby, but try at your own risk and be careful. As always, love you.